Yes.
Is it?
Yeah.
Okay. Anybody who can,
Hello.
Tim, you can share your screen, or Nadine, you can share your screen. I'm going to go ahead and mute and turn it over to the one and only Mr. Tim LaRocco.
Hi, everyone. Good afternoon. And this is our final school assembly of the year. Finally, we made it. Man, it's been a challenging year. At times, it was very bizarre and strange. Ultimately, it was very rewarding, and it was rewarding because of the obstacles that were placed in our way. It made it more meaningful, as I said last night in the graduation speech. I'd like to thank all the teachers, first and foremost. And I said this in my message earlier in the email, but thank you so much for your patience, your kindness, understanding, compassion, and empathy this year. I'm not just saying that, it's not hollow words. I really mean that. I could not have done this job this year without you, and we could not have moved forward together as a school on so many different fronts without the teachers. We're only as good as the teachers. So thank you. And I know that the students really appreciate all of you going above and beyond what was expected. You know, nobody asked for this year, and I know the students appreciate that, so thank you. Reminders, students, about enrollment dates and deadlines. June 4th, today, is the exclusive window for returning East-West students. We only have 500 spots in the school available. General enrollment opens up on Monday, June 7th. And it will be a first come, first serve at that point. We do have a waiting list to get in. So please reserve your spot today. You need to pay the enrollment fee and the capital fee in order to hold your spot. Middle school spots are particularly tight, and we have a lot of students from ICANN coming in for enrollment. So if you want to continue studying in East West, we recommend that you tell your parents to pay the fees as soon as possible. You can get $200 off the capital fee if enrolled by June 30th, and $100 off if it's enrolled by July 31st. And you have to pay the full price if you're enrolling in August. All this presented to you by Modell's. Modell's got to go to Mo's. AS IGCSE certificates from October, November 2020 are ready in the office to be picked up. So if you took an October or November 2020 exam with Cambridge, those certificates are available to be picked up. Anything left in the lockers will be cleaned out next Friday. Sorry, can I just ask whoever that is to mute the mic? Thanks. Anything left in the lockers will be cleaned out next Friday, June 11th. Please come to school to collect your items before then, or it's going in the Samra. Lastly, grade 7 student Yuan. I hope I'm saying that right. This is from Miss Sophie. Yuan in grade 7 won the competition for her amazing illustration depicting a map of Cambodia overtaken by trash and pollution with the slogan, "Stop Pollution." We can all get behind that, right? That's it for the reminders about dates and deadlines. And now I'd like to turn it over to Mr. Landon, who has some announcements regarding student council, and some of our student council members are here at the final assembly. So Mr. Landon, take it away.
Thank you, Mr. Tim. As always, it's really hard following Mr. Tim because he's got better words than I do. That's the only thing he's got better than me, though. I just want to put that on the record. Words only. So in place of words today, I'm going to talk about superpowers. And our school was really lucky to have such an awesome student council this year. Alyssa, Kanchana, Chamran, this guy named Vuti, and Sarin. I don't know if you knew this, but all of these individuals have some really great superpowers that I'm just going to highlight here. Madam Prez, awesome. Superpower, time management, can play the violin underwater and upside down. She actually invented our mentor and mentee program here. Well done. Kanchana, She's the secretary, but she was nominated last night to general. So we're going to call her the general secretary. She's got a really great 2 superpowers. Actually 3. One of those is muting that. The second one is extreme intelligence. And the third one is creativity. She is the inventor of our, I think now famous, True Crime Club. And I really hope it's something that we do next year, because I love going to it. We had to postpone it some weeks, but most weeks I learned something new, learned a lot about psychology, where if you know me, that's kind of my interest. Chamran, thanks. Thanks for everything. Our communications officer used to be the treasurer and then changed through some kind of negotiation to the communications officer. His superpower is really strange, but awesome. He's got the ability to curly fry hair. I can't make it up. True stuff. So, Chamran, thanks for being an awesome communicator, an effective communicator. And maybe next year you can help me, curl my hair. Vuti, thanks. Sarin, no, just joking. Mr. Vuti. Vuti is a man of a lot of words, and I'm really sorry that I didn't get to know him a lot better. I'd like to think that I just scared him and he stayed away from me. Vuti was your treasurer, and his superpower is multitasking. Not only, and teachers, I'm sure you know this better than me, not only can he be in your classroom, but he can also be chatting with friends, playing a game, driving a car, reading a book, and writing the great American novel, all at the same time without losing any points in class. The great multitasker. Vuti-tasker. There you go. Vuti-tasker. 2021. Finally, last but not least, Madam Vice Pres. Sarin, superpower, the ability to have all superpowers at the same time. And I'm getting emotional now because Sarin, you've taught me more than most people. All of you have. I'm going to stop talking now, and that's because that's a Sarin superpower to make me cry. So, hey, back to you, Mr. Tim.
Thank you very much there, Mr. Landon. All these announcements brought to you by Geico. Save 10% or more on your car insurance today by switching to Geico. More information at geico.com. Okay, next we're going to have to say goodbye to some people now, saying goodbye to leaving teachers. And we're going to do this in order of shortest tenure at East West to longest tenure at East West. We're going to start with Matt Wilson. Matt Wilson was with us. He joined, I think, in September or October of this year, and he taught a variety of things: IGCSE geography, IGCSE math with Mr. Jericho, service learning, the English support class. He was kind of a jack of all trades, and we're really going to miss Matt Wilson. So thanks for everything that you did this year, Matt. Next, we're going to say goodbye to Miss Rachel. Miss Rachel was here for 1 year, and she has some words that she wants to say to all of her students. So Miss Rachel, are you there?
I am here. Thanks, Tim. I think for me, it's important I say a few words just because I think the students have done so incredibly well. I found it such an inspiring year, really, and what has been a really challenging and difficult year. So I just wanted to say, thank you so much to all of the students, my advisees. You kept me smiling every single morning. And I really loved meeting you and talking to you about anime, learning new cool words like PogChamp, and all the rest of it. So I'm so proud to have been your advisor, and I'm really excited for you, for what you're going to do in the next couple of years. I'm sure you're all going to do an excellent job. And for everyone who I taught with English, well done. Especially English literature, it's not an easy course. And I was so impressed and inspired by everybody's resilience and determination with that. And just the fantastic discussions that we had about the text we were reading. And I just think that you've all done such a wonderful job. And well done to the GCSE students as well. An exam year in a weird as Tim said, and difficult year. And it's been an absolute pleasure. So thank you very much. And I wish you all the best.
Thank you very much for those words, Miss Rachel. Very heartfelt and meaningful. Thank you. And you get the round of applause around the Zoom screen. Next, we're going to say goodbye to Mr. Scott. I saw Mr. Scott here. I don't see him on the Zoom now. Mr. Scott was our A-level math teacher. He was at East West for 1.5 years. I think he came on Halloween, if I recall, last 2019 he was here. And you know, his students, almost to a man and a woman, say that Mr. Scott knows his math, which makes him basically the polar opposite of me, because I don't know my math. And they say he's like one of the best teachers that they've ever studied with. We're probably going to expect really good math results with the Cambridge evidence-based grading this year. So goodbye, Mr. Scott. Mr. Scott's going to Thailand next year. Next, we're going to a couple who were both here for 2 years and are now in South Africa, the Gearings. So we'll do ladies first, Jen, and then James, you can follow. Jen, are you here?
Thank you, Tim. So as you all know, I came from elementary. Can you hear me? Sorry.
Yes, yes.
Okay. I just want to say thank you to my secondary students for making the transition from elementary so easy. I was freaking out at first. I've never taught secondary students, and you guys all made it an absolute dream. I've loved getting to know you all, and I've loved watching the growth in each of you. And I would love to say that you all need to continue being your unique selves, and you have so much to give. So thank you for making it a memorable year.
Thanks, Jen. Is James here?
He's actually in a house today, so he's on the call somewhere. I don't know where.
James?
Yeah.
Here he is. Go ahead, James.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Cool. Can you hear me? Yeah. Yeah, I'd just like to say, also just to reiterate what Rachel was saying, the conditions that the students have taught in this past year, it's been quite something, and I would absolutely hate to be in your guys' position of trying to get through your exams and work, and just your resilience and commitment has been, yeah, it must be commended. And just really thank you for an awesome 2 years from teaching middle school secondary this year. It's been amazing, and it's been an unreal
Okay, James. I don't know if that was my internet or your internet, but you were lagging, but I think we got the gist of it. Thank you so much to James and Jen for all your work this year. Can you tell we have bad Wi-Fi in South Africa? Yes, I used to live in South Africa, know all about it. Thank you guys so much, and good luck in your next adventure. I believe you're going to Dubai, so we wish you all the best in the Middle East, a very exciting city. Next, we're saying goodbye to yet another South African, Martin. Martin Mulder has been here for 3 years. He's been both in the PE department, and this year he was in the social studies, the humanities department, teaching social studies. And he's back in South Africa, like I said, so we're going to really miss Martin and his presence here. I love always running into him in the weight room, talking about how bad Arsenal is. They got a couple of really bad years to look forward to there in London. So goodbye, Martin. Next, we're saying goodbye to Miss Nadine. Nadine, I never know how to say your last name. I want to say Piters, but I don't think it's like that. Nadine has been here for, I think, 4 years, although you also came in the middle of one of those years, teaching grade 5, and then you were teaching grade 6 and 7 for a bit there, and then you were the communications officer, so you're just all over the place. I've never met someone so optimistic, which again is the polar opposite of me typically in life. So Nadine, you have some words to say, so I'll pass it over to you now.
It's Pietersche, just so you can practice that for the future, because you will see me again, definitely. I'm just going to warn you guys, the teachers already know from yesterday, I'm a little bit of a mess with my tears at the moment, but I think I've got all of them out, so we'll hope for that. I have another very long speech, so bear with me, guys, but I have a lot to cram in. It's going to start again. So I wanted to start at my first day of school, again, for the teachers from last night, but I want to start at the first day of school, and I just want to say, sheesh, I think I'm saying that correctly in the right context. I'm not really sure. But I will tell you, I was so scared on my first day of school. I had no idea what I was walking into. And it felt like my classroom was all the way up on the millionth floor. It was quite a walk up there. But I walked up those stairs to meet the class that would forever change my life. So our current grade 9s, I wanted to just say thank you to you for bringing, oh my God, I can't keep it together. And we've got a long way to go. I just wanted to say thank you to you for bringing light to my true passion and being the biggest influences on my career. I had so many unknowns, but you helped me through all of it. The next year, I was getting a little bit better at being a teacher. I also learned a little bit of Khmer, tik tik, and I found out the true meaning of friendship. Not only did I gain lifelong friends, but I also witnessed what it's like to be a lifelong learner, because 5th grade maths was really tough. Our current grade 8, you really humbled me because you were so patient with me and my learning curve. You also showed me the importance of friendships and how we need to cherish these small moments that add up to a big thing called life. Now we enter to the next year where the crazy crew comes in, our current grade 7s. If you know, you know. Minecraft, Among Us, Club Penguin. I'm still not sure what Club Penguin is, but I think it's okay. The Year of Sus. I think I'm using that one as well correctly, sus, right? We laughed so hard, I was sure I was going to have a 6-pack that year. It might be because you were my last official class, but you have left a massive imprint on my heart. Our pool parties, making our own paper, to explosive volcanoes in the classroom, and the Roman Empire. I'd like to say you are all citizens and nobles now. I hope you remember that lesson. To the current grade 7s, I'd like to say thank you for giving me confidence to be your crazy 5th grade teacher and my advisors this year. Thank you for helping me push boundaries, because so many of the things that happen at East West today are because I believed in you and that we could be great guinea pigs to trial these crazy ideas. We fast forward to today, and I'm sitting here reading this. I'm filled with so many memories of my times here with so many of you. I'm keeping it together, okay? Vietnam with Mr. Tim, Mr. Jeff, and Mr. Run. Kampot, Mali in Previer. Jeff, I'm so sorry. I couldn't let you off the hook for that one. If you know, you know. And so many cool events. Thank you to all of you, because I think you're all POG champs. Another one, I'm not entirely sure, but I think I've got it correct in that context. World Scholars Cup, STEM Fair, science festivals, concerts, plays, house games, and of course the day Thunder Thighs finally beat the girls' football team. On a side note, they did completely trash us in basketball, but we won't talk about that. I also want to bring up another basketball game that is so hard for me to forget because it is so impactful in my life. The day we made the news in Kampot because we got completely annihilated by a random school in Kampot on a random game that we had no idea was going to be broadcast and put in the newspapers. We got annihilated at that game, but there's an important lesson to be learned from that. Never stop growing, experiencing, learning, loving wholly, and laughing hard. I've tried so many things in my life, from bungee jumping off a bridge to making pottery, from climbing into active volcanoes in Indonesia, and also to baking cookies that were really delicious. Right, boys? Camping trip? I hope none of you are still gagging about those cookies. I've tried so many things, but for the first time in my life, I have found something that has given me soul purpose and deep meaning. Being your teacher and your mentor, your loudest cheerleader, because you know I'm the loudest, and your biggest fan, I've tried something that I will forever cherish. I leave here knowing, I have to find my place. I leave here knowing that I'm taking everything that you've taught me so that I can continue to grow, continue to experience, and continue to have an impact elsewhere. I am forever grateful. Now, a lot of tears have been shed this week and I'm crying again. But I'll tell you one thing, I have 1 million photos with you guys, so many photos, and I wanted to show you them, but we could be here for days, so I've left that out. But those memories and those photos leave the biggest smile on my face and the warmest feeling in my heart. The memories only fuel me to say goodbye for now, and I'll definitely see you later, whether that's here in Cambodia when you graduate or somewhere in the world when you're out there making life happen. I want to say the biggest thank you to all of you for teaching me everything I know today and for helping me find my purpose. I hope I have helped you find yours somewhere along the line. I'm gonna end there because there's more for the teachers, but I'll say that one another day. I need to go find a tissue now. Okay.
Thank you, Miss Nadine, for that. And that was really so heartfelt. The applause going around the Zoom call now. Man, I'm really crushed. Yeah, as Mr. Jeff knows, my favorite expat group is the South African contingent. Never have a bad thing to say. And we're losing like all of them. David Stein better pull it together next year. He's going to be carrying the flag for us. Not for me, although maybe I'm a surrogate South African. So anyway, we have one more teacher to say goodbye to. I don't think he's here because it's like 3:30 in the morning in New York right now. Although maybe he is up getting the early bird special. That's Mr. C. Mike Corral is leaving for the third or fourth time, I think. He'll probably be back again. So maybe it's a temporary goodbye. Mr. C was teaching A2 biology and the environmental sciences course this year. He's an old wizard, you know, you can't get anything by him. And the kids just adore Mr. C. So we'll say goodbye. Maybe he can watch this later. Goodbye, Mike. Maybe I'll run into you in New York, although he's from upstate New York. That's not the real New York. I'm from Long Island, which is, you know, the real New York. And that, I believe, is that. We're also saying goodbye to our interns. So Srapik, Elma, Vatai, and Kit. We might say hello to Kit again, I'm not sure. But thank you all for your work this year. Your efforts have been exemplary, and just love everything that you guys brought. Thank you so much. So goodbye and good luck to you as well. And that takes us to one of the last things to do, and that is Mr. Landon to tell us how to keep our brain active over the summer. Mr. Landon.
How do you follow such like emotion with, and by the way, remember, that's not really fair, Tim, thanks. But by the way, Tim and I were talking the other day about the second law of thermodynamics, which in a nutshell is everything tends towards entropy. And that's just a really scientific way for people like Justine, a scientific way to say that if you don't use it in life, it goes away. And I was going to tell you a bunch of stuff. It's a way to keep us sharp. I was going to tell you a lot of stuff about the theory of the brain and atrophy, but I'm not going to, because I don't think that'd be appropriate. So I'm going to tie it into relationships. Second law of thermodynamics. Everything tends towards entropy. If you think about relationships and the words that you've heard everybody say here today, think about the relationships you have with the people in this Zoom room and throughout the world now that we're a global community. Don't ever let those relationships go away. Work on those relationships. Good relationships are really freaking hard. Try being married with a new baby during a pandemic. Don't ever let your relationships wither away. Keep all of those alive. That's the best advice I think I can give anybody right now after what we've heard. Have a great summer, everybody.
Thank you, Mr. Landon. And for the last little thing here, applause there for the second law of thermodynamics. So I hope everybody has a great summer. You got to keep the hope. Things are going to get better. I know, as we said, it's a tough year. As I'm not really I'm a very glasses half empty type of guy, as Miss Nadine knows all too well in our various meetings in the senior leadership team this year. But you got to have hope. You got to have hope that things will get better. Hope and change. Isn't that what a famous president once told us? So I think next year, you listen to Mr. Landon, what he just said there, keep your brain active over the summer, read some books. It's okay to wake up late. It's okay to be a little bit lazier in the summer, but come ready to work in August. We're expecting everybody to kind of know the deal in August because we have gone through this, and we're going to hit the ground running. It's going to be great. We have a great community here. We have great teachers. Our students care. It was an honor to be the secondary principal this year, and I wish you all nothing but the best for the next 2 months. And if you're leaving the country, stay safe, stay well, and stay in touch too. That's also important. And now to play us out, Mr. Christopher Walken.
You know, it's been a year of crazy things that have happened in the world, and we've all, contended together about the stuff that is not really going anywhere. But the important thing to remember is that we have each other. So like Mr. Tim said, stay safe, because this virus will kill you. Have a great summer. And it's just me. It was just me all along. I know, it's just me. Goodbye.
Well done. Stay safe, everybody. Have a great summer. Bye-bye.